Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to another episode of True Cost. And today on True Cost, we're going to be looking at the true cost of streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. And no, we're not looking at how much you see on your bill each month because that's just obvious. Instead, we're looking at how much you would have made if you invested in the company's stock each month instead of paying for the service. You see, either way, you're spending money on the company. It's either going to go to the stock or to use the service. So why not make the most of your money? I think all the streaming services are really great for different people. You know, each service offers a unique set of videos, TV shows, movies. Netflix has Netflix originals. Each service offers unique content, so depending on what you like should depend on what you use. But saying that, the average person subscribes to 3 different streaming services, and honestly, I doubt anyone needs 3 different streaming services. Like, I'm good with 1, maybe 2. So in today's video, we're gonna go over, if you cut out that 1 or 2 streaming services from your 3, how much you would make from simply investing that same amount of money each month into the company's stock rather than paying for your 3rd streaming service. With new streaming services popping out of nowhere every single day, like, how do you know which ones to use? Do you go with Hulu? Do you go with Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Disney Plus? What do you go with? I don't know. But what I do know is that by cutting out a couple of your services, you'll definitely be able to save money. And in today's video, we're gonna help you figure out which services you could cut out and how much money you'd make if you did. A good place to start is with the holy grail of streaming services, the company that started it all in 2007, and that is Netflix. Netflix has over 160 million users on its platform. That's over 85% of people who use any streaming service in general. That's just insane for them to have 85% of streaming service users. Netflix has 3 plans that you can pick from, and they use the same pricing of $7.99 per month for years and years, but they recently changed that to $8.99 a month in January of 2019. The other plans that you can use are $13.99 per month and $16.99 per month, and those just vary on how many users you can have, the quality of the videos, and things like that. But today, we're gonna talk about the most basic plan if you spent the least amount you could on Netflix, which is $7.99 a month for all of the years up until 2019, and then $8.99 a month from 2019 on. If you had been subscribed to the basic plan of Netflix, which was $7.99 a month up until 2019, and then $8.99 a month from January of 2019 on, you would have spent $492 in the last 5 years on Netflix. And that doesn't sound like too much to be able to watch any shows you want all the time from anywhere, but let's see how much you actually missed out on by spending that money on the service rather than on the stock. If instead of spending money on the service each month, the $8 a month, and then which eventually turned into the $9 a month, how much you would have made if you put that money into Netflix's stock. And if you put that money into Netflix's stock, you would be at $1,135.56 today. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, that's not so much different than the $492, but that is over 2 times the amount of money you spent. You would have had more than double your money if you simply put the money in the stock. And if that's not enough for you, you're like, well, Netflix is a company that I want to be able to use to watch my TV, to watch videos. Let me blow your mind. If you invested that $492 right from the start, from the very beginning in 2015, 5 years ago, you would have over $3,500 today because the stock price has increased 7.5 times since January of 2015. So maybe that might change your mind because that is a pretty big difference. You spent $492 over the last 5 years, but if you put that money into the stock, you would have over $3,500 today. Just thinking about it, 7.5x on your return, 7.5 times the amount you invested is like, you can't find that many places. Like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Facebook, all of those companies had significantly less returns over the last 5 years. None of them were even close to 7.5 times your initial investment. Amazon had a 6.4x return, which is still pretty good. Apple had a 3.1x return. Tesla had a 2.5x return, and Facebook had a 2.8x return. And like all of these are really, really good, but they're not close to what Netflix has produced in return for its investors. I mean, Amazon is pretty close at 6.4x your original investment 5 years ago, but still, Netflix is 7.5 times your initial investment. You just can't find that anywhere else. Next up is Hulu, and Hulu's a little harder to figure out the true cost of because it's not a publicly traded company. Unless you have some serious connections, you probably couldn't invest in the company anyways. But I'll still show you how much the company was valued at 5 years ago versus today, if you had the chance to invest in them. In order to look at the true cost of Hulu, we're gonna look at their valuation in 2016 and in 2019, because in 2016, Time Warner bought a 10% stake in Hulu for $580 million. So that put the company at $5.8 billion valuation. And then later in 2019, Hulu bought that 10% back for $1.43 billion, which put the value of the company at right around $14.3 billion. So that's still a pretty decent return. Well, I mean, like anyone would be happy with that return, because the $5.8 billion to the $14.3 billion is well over 2 times your money. And who wouldn't be happy with a 2x return in a 4 or 5 year period? But that's nowhere near close to what Netflix produced. Netflix was 7.5 times return on your money. And either way, this isn't about what streaming service produced a bigger return. This is just to show you that spending money on Hulu each month, if you instead invested that into the company, you would have had a 2.5 times return. You would have had 2.5 times more money than you started with by simply investing that money rather than using the company's stock. So it doesn't matter which company produced a bigger return. It's just showing you that no matter what company and what service you use, if you simply invested in that company's stock and cut out one of your streaming services, you would have a lot more money today. It's really, really difficult to figure out the true cost of most of the streaming services. The first reason is because many of them are so new. Like Disney Plus and Apple TV came out after September of 2019. They are so new, and that's just not enough time to really evaluate it. Also, services like Amazon Prime Video, it was launched worldwide in 2016, which is enough time, but with Amazon Prime, your Amazon Prime membership includes Prime Video. So you can't really break apart how much of that money that you're spending on your Prime membership is going towards Prime Video services. So that's a little messy when you try and calculate it. In my opinion, no one needs 3 streaming services. You could find 1 or 2 that you really like and that have everything you need, and you'd be good. And I know that there are a number of new services coming out that are taking away your favorite shows from Netflix or from Hulu, and they're, streaming on their own platform. But in reality, no one needs more than 2 services. No one needs 3. So if you simply cut out 1, you could be saving a lot of money, but also invest that money into the company's stock, and you'd make even more. So no matter which streaming services you use, anyone could benefit from cutting out 1 or 2, simply investing that money that they would have spent on the service and putting that money into the company. So even if you like the service, you might not need it, but if you like the service, that means other people do as well, and it would be a good investment for you to make. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of True Cost, and if you could, please like the video down below, subscribe to the channel so you could get more episodes, and you can see other content about how to invest and how to make money. Quick reminder that if you'd like to start investing, which we spoke about in today's video, you can download Robinhood using the link down below and get 1 free stock. You can use the link for Webull and get 2 free stocks, or you can use the link for Acorns Investing and get $5 invested into your account. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.